我哋嚟到咧，我哋而家咧嚟到大衛城嘅水道水利嘅系統。咁喺呢一度咧係耶布斯人嘅時候迦南時代嘅時候咧，甚至 Middle Branch 嘅時候即係亞伯拉罕嘅時候，大概2000至到1500年嘅時候，已經咧有呢種咁樣嘅水道咧喺個山嗰處咧，山城喺山上面，然之後咧就去到刮一個嘅水道，刮一個嘅隧道，一路咁樣斜落去，然之後咧落到去山腳咧，就會揾到咧喺山腳底下所湧流出嚟嘅水泉，咁啊以至咧啲人咧就係唔需要喺出去城外邊嚟到打水。咁啊一路落去嘅時候咧，就會揾到咧以前英國嘅探險者1875年嚟到嘅時候，嗰個人咧就叫做 Charles Warren。Charles Warren 咧就嚟到呢一個地方嘅時候咧，就發現咧一個嘅 shaft 一個嘅水直井咁咧就佢咧就以為咧當時嘅人咧就喺嗰個直井嘅上邊，然之後咧將呢啲嘅水罐就去到丟落嚟，然之後咧就喺下邊最底嘅水咧就打上去。咁呢個嘅水道或者呢個水井，呢個直嘅井咧 shaft， 因此而命名咧為 Warren Shaft。嗱，頭先你等間左邊望落去咧，就係嗰個 Warren Shaft 嘅地方。咁咧就當時猜測咧，就係上面嘅人可以吊一個嘅水罐落去，然之後咧就將啲水抽上嚟。但係好多考古學家咧認為咧唔係咁㗎。咁啊認為咧就係我哋其實一路咁樣行落去到下邊水咧，先至能夠見到個水泉。咁咧我哋點知道Warren 即係呢個 Charles Warren 係錯嘅咧 ？Charles Warren 嘅估計錯誤咧，因為咧如果你睇呢度石質咧係有2層嘅，第一層咧就係呢一度有一個嘅間，你嗰一條橫間，見到嘛？你好明顯有兩個嘅兩種嘅岩石，兩種嘅質地。咁咧就以前咧即係呢個嘅古代嘅時候，聖經嘅時候咧，其實咧我哋而家企緊個地方咧就係唔存在嘅。其實當時個石嘅岩石嗰個隧道咧就係呢一個嘅 level，呢一個嘅 level。咁所以咧，如果呢一個 level 嘅話，一路咁落去嘅時候咧，Warren Shaft 咧根本就見唔到。所以 Warren Shaft 咧係大自然嘅食水嘅流水嘅侵蝕而成嘅啫。咁到後期嘅時候咧，可能係希西家嘅時候，先至將咧呢個嘅水道嘅地面刮落去下邊，然之後咧就 expose 咗嗰個嘅自然形成嘅嗰個嘅 Warren Shaft。
但呢啲岩石係唔同，點解？
因為係一層一層唔同嘅岩石，
天然咁樣。
係有天然嘅。所以咧，以前咧，如果落嚟呢個水道嘅時候咧，就唔會見到有 Warren Shaft 嘅，因為 Warren Shaft 咧就有啲岩石裏面。咁所以咧，我哋如果行嘅話，就行上邊呢一層。然之後咧，個水道就越嚟越低跟住佢就捐過去下邊，然之後落到去咧基本。咁啊，左邊呢個咧就係Warren Shaft 啦。咁啊，正如我所講啦，以前嘅即係嗰個嘅岩石咧，就係其實係 cover 呢一個嘅Warren Shaft。呢個Warren Shaft咧亦都係唔直嘅，所以咧就唔會話係喺度咁樣一直作落去，就放一個水罐然之後打水嘅。如果佢哋係真係咁樣打水嘅話咧，呢個Warren Shaft咧應該係非常之直嘅，並且當時咧係真係有咁嘅科技可以做到，有咁嘅人力係可以做得到嘅。咁你見到咧下邊咧，其實係雖然見到下邊但係非常之唔直嘅，係自然形成嘅。咁到希西家嘅時候咧，先至咧將呢個嘅水道咧刮深咗，然之後咧呢個嘅 Warren Shaft 咧先至表露出嚟。咁以色列咧成日有咁嘅探險嘅。 good。
Okay. The Bible recounts that King David asked for a volunteer who wants to capture Jerusalem.
咁啊，聖經裏面講咧話，大衛嚟到耶布斯人嘅耶路撒冷面前嘅時候，佢真係需要有個義工啊，幫佢攻打呢個地方。
And who raises his hand? None
Come on.
other than his
Come on.
nephew Joab.
咁啊，就係約伯咧，就約押係嘛？約押啊，就呢個將軍咧就話我嚟啦。
We'll clear a path. We'll split the sea
好，
so
我哋俾人哋先。
anybody, yeah? So they come on.
我記得內傳喺度我都有水死哦，係嘛？你識用得傳？
And so the Bible says Joab goes through the Sinor or the tube.
咁啊，聖經講咧話約押將軍咧就去到爬過經過一個叫做善羅嘅地方。
For many years, we didn't know what water tunnel the Bible is talking about.
咁啊，所以咧好多年嘅裏面咧，我哋都唔知個嘅水道到底係乜嘢家伙。
But then after this, Warren's pathway was discovered, we understood the Bible.
咁啊，我哋揾到呢個 Warren Chef 呢個嘅水道嘅時候咧，我哋就明白啊，聖經裏面講嘅嘢唔係天方夜譚。
Warren explained that Joab must have snuck through the secret water passageway.
咁啊Warren 咧就去解釋咧，其實咧有一個好秘密嘅水道咧係入到城裡面嘅。
Knocked out some Jebusites like James Bond, boom boom,
咁啊上到去嘅時候咧，好似詹士邦咁樣嚇，懟冧幾個人。
and then opened up the gates from inside to allow the Israelites
之
to
後咧
come
入
in.
到城裡面咧就開個城門，然之後以色列軍都可以入嚟。
And we are walking through that very same passageway that Joab walked.
而家咧我哋就好似約押將軍咁樣啊，捐窿捐罅走入去城裡面啦。
Pretty amazing.
啊，好犀利啊！
So be careful. Again, if you see any Jebusites, watch out because we're going to see
啊，咁
some.
你小心啲啊！如果有敵人嘅時候咧，懟冧佢啊！
我諗咗先喎。可唔可以自己先諗？
係啊，好犀利㗎。Penny，我會同你同精神領袖。
唔緊要，你話
佢
你話
精神領袖幾多㗎？
精神領袖多謝你啊！係啊，冇辦法，呢個你放喺我袋。
但我想問咧，去到
上去拉拉鏈，
我知道，但係去水道嘅時候咧係點樣啊？
落水道嘅時候
我會唔會唔使㗎？定係要㗎？
咩唔使？
呢個使唔使㗎？
需要你要影少少即係採訪咁樣，跟住你前面咁樣去。係啊。
我使唔使開燈㗎？而家
嚇，你咪開燈？開少少燈，開少少燈先見到。
咁咪會
誒，你落到去知㗎，你落去知㗎點攝影？
我未落過。
誒，你咪落過去，但係落過去就知㗎。
我就知啊，
知㗎，你落到
已經就知㗎啦。
明啦。
係咪仲要得落啊？
繼續落啊！一路爬呢個山，爬到山腳嘅，咁咧就會見到基訓泉啦。
好新喎呢個 rail。係啊。
好，咁我哋經過呢個 Warren Chef 咧，我哋繼續行。而家所整嘅樓梯啦，一路咧其實咧向住咧呢個嘅山腳，東山嘅東邊嘅山腳，一路落到去下邊咧就會見到基訓泉嘅。但係喺中間咧喺一啲嘅考古嘅發現裏面咧，就發現咧其實喺耶布斯人嘅時代啊，跟住之後咧啲人咧都喺呢啲嘅岩石嗰度咧，就係、去到掘出一啲嘅水池啊，嗰啲 rock cut pool。咁咧就將基訓泉嘅水咧對屈過嚟，然之後咧就成為一啲嘅水池，以至咧城裡面嘅人咧就可以跟住呢一個嘅水道或者呢個嘅城牆咧水即係呢個食水嘅城樓咧，就落去下邊咧呢一個嘅地方下邊嗰個地方嚟到去咧打水嘅。以前古代嘅城市咧，而家現代嘅城市或者現代嘅國家咧，最重要嘅國防咧就係資料 data。以前咧就係食水啊，以前古城嘅時候。
Okay. So we have arrived at the Gihon Spring.
咁我哋咧差唔多去到基訓泉啦。
Now, this is not where the water burst forth, but this is where the water would be gathered by the nation.
咁喺呢度咧唔係基訓泉泉水泉眼嘅地方，但係咧係古代嘅時候咧儲水嘅地方。
In other words, this is where the water was emerging, and this would have been the ancient place of meeting for all of the people 4,000 and 3,000 years ago.
咁啊，下邊呢個咧係岩石作成嘅呢個水池咧，就係將啲水咧儲喺呢個地方，然之後古人就攞嚟打水啦。
Now, if this is the site of the Gihon Spring, then one of the biblical stories comes to life right here.
咁啊，如果你話呢個嘅係真係呢個真係咧呢個嘅基訓泉嘅時候咧，諗起一啲嘅故事咧就好生動啦。
You see, King David is getting old, and he still has not yet appointed a successor.
譬如咧當大衛王老嘅時候，仲未有繼承人。
His son Adoniyahu decides, "It's me."
咁啊，亞當尼亞係長子，佢話：喂，我嚟做嚟。
And he goes to a spring of water near here called En Rogel and appoints himself king.
咁咧，佢嘅南邊咧，另外一個水泉咧，就去自立為王。
Bathsheba and Natan, the prophets, say, "What about Solomon?"
但係咧，先知拿單同埋拔士巴就話咧到底個王講過啲乜咧？
And King David says, "You're right. Go right now to the Gihon Spring."
咁啊，大衛王咧就話：係喎，我哋不如咧落去呢一個嘅基訓泉。
And cause Solomon my son to ride upon my own mule.
咁啊，就叫所羅門我嘅兒子咧，就坐喺我嘅路上邊。
And let Nathan the prophet anoint him over king over all of Israel.
咁啊，讓先知拿單咧嚟到高立佢作以色列全國嘅王。
And the whole nation comes.
咁啊，所以所有國民嚟到呢個地方啦。
And he takes the flask of oil.
咁啊，將一瓶嘅油，
And they pour it over King Solomon.
咁咧就將佢倒上去所羅門嘅頭上。
And the nation screams, "Long live the
咁
king!"
啊，所有嘅人民就講所羅門王萬歲啦。
And all of that would have happened right here.
咁啊，所有呢啲嘅故事咧，就係喺呢個基訓泉旁邊發生。
Now, at the end of the first temple era,
咁啊，但係我哋而家咧去到咧就係呢個第一聖殿時期嘅末期。
the water gets redirected.
咁咧嗰啲水咧水位有分別啦。
Who redirects the water? King Hezekiah.
咁咧就係呢個嘅起西家王咧，就將水咧嚟到去分流去另外一個地方。
Why does Hezekiah do this?
但係點解希西家又另建一個嘅水道咧？
He's got a problem, and it's called the Assyrians.
咁啊，佢有一個好大嘅政治嘅問題，就係亞述帝國打到嚟啦。
The Assyrians have destroyed much of the world, and they've already exiled the 10 tribes of
咁
Israel.
啊，但係呢個亞述王咧就不斷嘅嚟到向西征，然之後咧又使咗好多嘅細嘅國家就亡國。
And now he's coming to the tribe of Judah to wreak havoc.
而家咧就嚟到咧呢個希西家嘅猶大國嘅門口。
King Hezekiah asked advice from his prophet Isaiah. What should I do?
咁啊，希西家就話啦，而家亞述軍圍城嘅時候，佢就揾呢個以賽亞話點算呢？
Isaiah says, "Be strong, resist, because God is with you."
以賽亞咧就話咧，不要懼怕，你要依賴耶和華。
And Hezekiah starts building.
咁啊，所以咧希西家咧又同時起咗一個新嘅水道。
He builds the walls that are now outside in the old city of Jerusalem. He extends the city.
咁啊，除咗整水道之外，佢咧就加建咗城牆，保護城市。
And he redirects the water.
咁啊，就將基訓泉流出嚟嘅水咧嚟到轉佢方向。
He says if the water is here, the Assyrians will be strong. They'll take the water from outside the city.
因為咧，如果嗰個基訓泉嘅水出咗去出邊咧，嗰啲攻佔嘅軍隊就會攞到水啦，我哋就會好危險。
And he has his workers quickly build a tunnel to flow the water through the Hezekiah tunnels that we're going to be walking through soon.
咁佢就叫晒佢啲水利嘅工程師咧，立刻嚟到建一個新嘅水道，將水咧引入城裏面。
So the water will naturally be flowing into the city of David.
咁啊，以致咧嗰啲水咧就能夠流入去當時嘅大衛城裏面。
Okay, and we'll talk a little bit more about that soon. Before that, are there any questions?
咁啊，我哋繼續落去嘅時候會解釋，而家有冇問題咧？
Yeah, a quick question on who is first in terms of the aqueduct by the Romans and also this water duct.
Okay, good question.
咁啊，呢個咧就問到係咪羅馬人喺度建水道喺邊度啊？等等。
This is a first temple aqueduct. So we're talking 2,700 years ago.
咁啊，我哋而家等間行嗰個水道咧係2700年之前建成嘅，第一聖殿時期。
732 BCE, to be exact, was Hezekiah's aqueduct system.
咁啊，真正呢個水道開工嘅時候咧，就係主前732年嘅時候。
The Second Temple aqueduct system, that was actually originally by the Hasmoneans, 300 BC, so 400 years later in the Second Temple era.
咁啊，幾百年之後咧，到呢個 Hasmonean 或者馬加比嘅時期咧，佢哋就另外加建一啲嘅水道。
And this aqueduct system is one of the most complex, if not the most complex water system in the entire world back then.
咁啊，馬加比嘅王朝嘅時候，佢哋加建咗喺外邊一啲嘅引水道咧，其實係就世界裏面咧其中一啲最複雜嘅引水道嚟。
So you know how Israel is the best water preservation in the world?
咁啊，你聽過可能以色列國咧就係全世界即係保水、即係保留水、食水係最完善嘅一個國家。
So they were good with water even back then.
咁啊，所以咧以前咧已經好叻㗎啦。
By the way, was there a happy ending for Hezekiah and the Jews?
但係咧，而家講翻希西家嗰個嘅故事係咪一個好嘅結果啊？
Well, there has to be because we're still here.
咁啊，一定係一個好嘅結果，因為而家啲猶太人仲喺度。
The Bible recounts that the soldiers of Assyria died as they were sieging Jerusalem, and the Jewish people live on.
咁啊，聖經咧咁樣記錄話嗰啲圍城嘅亞述軍隊咧喺一晚之內即係死咗18萬多。
Okay. Any other question before we go to our next
仲
stop?
有冇其他問題？
Happy?
開心啊，大家可以開始啊，繼續。
There will be a bathroom break in just 5 minutes.